bed till 5 a.m. in the morning thinking about that shit. All night. Nah, I went to bed at like 4:45 in the morning. That's how sick I was about that. Just thinking about that shit all day. Man. Anyway, yeah, this past week wasn't a good week, and then that arm is down. Everything that I bought was a complete disaster. The only positive thing I got out of last week was that $9K payout from Bullnox. Everything else was a disaster to close the week. It was going good until until the last day, to be honest. I was sick as hell. I'm still sick. It's why it's gonna take me about a week to get out of this hole. At least 3 or 4 days. I'm sick. Nevertheless, good morning. Good morning. I said like I'm on live stream in the morning. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, guys. Let me get going. I don't even blame you. That shit was tough, man. That was tough, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. That was tough, bro. That was tough, right? Cause when they popped this high right here, where was it? Because I shorted it here when I shorted it here when we had just popped this high, right? I remember I shorted it at like 11:26. And this right here was what I ignored. This was what I ignored. I'll cover this in the class because this is going to be the first thing that we covered in regards to how I made this mistake and how I can avoid making it again. I'll cover this in the class. So let me add this to the notes. Let me add this to the notes. For the topics to be discovered. Who else has any topics? Let's see. Can you talk about some of your experiences trading in different time frames and what made you stick to the one you use? Of course, I ultimately know it's based on preference. Jones has an excellent question. I like that question she has. Let me see here. Topics in discussion. Covering Friday's loss and time frame selection is the second one. Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. We gave everybody like maybe 5 or 6 minutes to join. They can join up throughout the live stream. I want to more so just get straight to the points. The one thing about me is I'm not going to run from a loss. I'm not going to forget either. If you see me take a loss on a stream, I take that very seriously. I don't lose very often. It's not something that no one should want to lose very often. But it's very rare that I lose. Just flat out just get my ass handed to me. But I'll take like $100-$200 losses and then recover it if I don't believe in it. But if I see something that I believe in and I just fully triple down on it and I lose and I blow a set of accounts, that's very rare for me. And so I try to meticulously study and try to figure out why it was that I lost. And I think that that's the only way in regards to how you can seriously have self-improvement or improve yourself and improve your trading whenever it comes to this profession that we're in. If you do that, you will have a high chance for success. I promise you. What's up, Space Boy? I saw that you sent me some DMs, but I didn't get the chance to read them just yet. So I saw that you did that. So I got the notifications that they were coming through, but I didn't get the chance to read them because I was at the gym and I was doing a lot of different things. Alrighty. So I was getting ready to go take a shower, but I didn't have enough time. It's like I had my shower running, bro, and it's like I saw you DM me, And bro, like literally, like I had to turn my shower off, bro, in order to make it on live stream in no time, bro. So, bro, it's just some wild shit going on, bro. So I apologize, bro. Like literally, like I was eating my food, got caught up. All good. Just had a quick question. Okay, yeah. I didn't even see what your question was. So I just like literally, like I just got home from the gym and I just got caught up in like a lot of different things. What's the best platform to go with and why? It depends on what you're trying to accomplish. It depends on your trading style and your risk management. They're all basically the same. The best prop firm, if you're asking that question, the best prop firm to go with is the prop firm that has the lowest barrier to entry, like Apex or Bullinox. To know that you're funded, the lowest barrier to entry, or day traders prop firm. You need to go with those prop firms that I have listed right over there on this banner. And that does not mean because I'm trying to make $2, literally $1.48 from you, because that's all I get off commissions. I only get paid 5% of commissions. So for every and I only get paid on resubscriptions. I do not get paid off of your initial purchase. So I only make like 5% off of that, or whatever it is. I can't remember. It's like 5 or 8% or something like that. So like if you spend $100, I will literally like for every $100 that you spend, I will get like $5. So I'm not making nothing. So I'm just straight up just telling you the truth. So $5 is not going to do nothing for me. I'm just telling you the truth in regards to how you can get to the level that you're aspiring to get to, which is to make, $10,000-$15,000 minimum per month, minimum, or do it like how I'm doing, to where if I don't have any issues, then like on average, minimum in withdrawals, I'm making $10,000 to $15,000 a week, minimum $10,000 to $15,000 a week conservatively. Okay, so if you're trying to do that, and that's just off with just a few micros, like I really could be going crazy, but hey. All right, let me start blocking these people and let me block these scammers, the gold sell now TP link people in bio. We gotta block those people. And yeah, so we're getting ready to get started. What does your prop firm stack look like? What does that mean? I trade about 44 to 4. I trade anywhere from minimum 40 to 50 funded accounts all at the same time, and that is my first set. My next set, usually speaking, I usually have about like another set of 20 on the side that I'm trading. But that other 20 got banned. Well, they didn't get banned. They got moved live, which means I got banned from the Apex. So I only have, and I just blew them on Friday. I just blew 15 of them on Friday. So as it stands right now, I only have 30 funded accounts I'm trading. It's in the Discord. Okay, correct. It is in the Discord. That is correct. Everything is inside the Discord. I don't hide any secrets. Everything is 100% transparent. I'm actually getting ready to rehash a loss that I took on Friday when honestly speaking, most people would literally just try to gloss over and try to ignore it and just try to move on as though it never happened. Because I want everyone to learn as to the mistake that I made. So if you see me getting ready to make this mistake on stream, you avoid that, even if I forget and I make that same mistake again. 5K to the first 5 people to message me, Faith, you're a scammer. Okay. All right. So we're getting ready to cover my loss on Friday, and we're getting ready to go over exactly how I lost. This loss cost me about $25,000 in payouts. Like I literally almost had it secured. I just needed to make this one trade. I was one trade away again. And this happened like a month and a half ago, where I was like $150 away from like a 9K payout, and I blew it. And then I was $150 away again from 12K in payouts, and another $400 away from another 10K payout. 600 times 15, 9K payout. And I blew it. And I blew up the accounts, and I had DLL on the other. Okay, so we're getting ready to go over this right now. All right. The reason why I'm going over this is not because I have some weird ass embarrassment kink. I don't have no weird ass embarrassment kink, or I don't like talking about weird shit. Okay, like, hey, bro, that dude likes them. Hey, that dude has some weird ass embarrassment kink. If that's what you're thinking, let it go, man. If that's what you're thinking, no, it's because you need to be real with yourself whenever it comes to this environment. If you're not real with yourself, Hamlet started laughing. Bro started laughing. Seriously, bro. Like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not real with yourself, and if you can't look at yourself in the mirror and face and look at yourself and go, bro, I was being a fool, or damn, I'm tripping, then you can never succeed whenever it comes to trading. You want to know why? Because you'll always be running from yourself, and you can't be real with yourself. And that was one of the things that, like, I had to stop. Accountability is arguably your greatest asset whenever it comes to trading. Because if you can't hold yourself accountable, then nobody else will. The market is going to hold you accountable by rewarding you or disciplining you the moment you press the button. The market is going to say you made a good decision or you made a bad decision. And it is up to you to hold yourself accountable even in the good moments. Can I start on mobile? You can start learning on mobile. That knowledge center, you can learn on mobile. Yeah, but you cannot do what we're doing to the maximum on mobile. Why? Because you need a trade copier. So you need a trade copier, and a trade copier cannot run on mobile, not unless you have a web-based trade copier like Trade Syncer. But on that is why you wouldn't want to spend $250 at the most $300 on a 6 or 7 year old laptop with 16 gigabytes of RAM. I have absolutely no idea if you're going to be taking this seriously. That's like you saying, hey, man, can I make it to the NBA? But should I invest in basketball shoes in the beginning? And should I do that? What about these slides that I got? You think I can wear thong slides while I'm working out? What you think? Then you walk up to a personal trainer and telling them that. Can I get a scholarship doing so? I mean, you can most certainly learn how to play basketball in thong slides, like maybe shooting some free throws or lifting weights. I mean, like, you know, or like understanding the concepts. But taking it seriously, you're going to have a computer. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I give analogies is because when a lot of times when people ask questions and they don't understand what that means to the other person that understands what they're talking about whenever it comes to this. And I'm always keep it 100 with you, honestly, to the point to where it hurts. And that's exactly what I'm getting ready to cover right now. I'm getting ready to show you how I lost $25,000 in cash on Friday. And I say this for good or for bad. So, like, if I'm doing good and I'm like, yeah, I made $10,000 today. I made $10,000 today. Yep. I'm up $30,000, $40,000 a week in withdrawals today. And I'll say it just like that, very bluntly. And if I lose, I'll say I was being a dumbass and I lost. And this is exactly how I lost. And then people ask me and say, hey, are you up today? And I go, no, I just blew 15 accounts and I'm down $50,000 across all my props today. And then so I keep it 100 both ways. And I just say it just like how I say it. So, do you trade stocks? I swing trade stocks. I bought the ARM and I'm down about $20,000 minimum on the ARM right now. So I bought ARM at like 260 something and 270, and I'm down on that with an average price, and it's shit in the bed. So there I go again. I swing trade stocks. Piece of shit. He top ticked the ARM. Yeah, I top ticked the ARM on a buy, and then they shit the bed in there at 240 now. But hey, I'll keep buying the ARM. I will keep buying in $50,000 increments and get like $190 average. Then when they go back to $300, then what's going to happen is I'm going to sell at $300 on the ARM, and I will then use the proceeds to go buy a McLaren 750S. I swear to God, either that or I'll go buy a Lamborghini Revuelto. I swear to God, load the boats. I am loading the fucking boat on that ARM. I swear to God. I hope that they keep dumping. I'll just keep funneling money into it, and I'll just hold, and then I'll sell everything at like 250. I promise you. And I'll make like $300 or $400. No, I'm not gonna make like $300 or $400. I lied. I'll probably make like $150,000 to $200,000 off that ARM, and then I'll be done with it. And then I will go use the proceeds to go. Well, you can't buy a Lamborghini Revuelto with $150,000, but shit, you put a down payment on that motherfucker for about $200,000. Oh God, I would carry my black ass right over there to Lamborghini. To Motor Cars of Atlanta. Psych. Lied. I can't fit inside that. I sat inside of it. My head hits the ceiling, and my neck hurts whenever I sit inside of it. So again, I was capping again. This dude good with numbers. I would hope so. Okay, let's lock in. Yeah, correct. This is the exact card that I was getting rid of. Well, basically a similar card. This one right over here, exactly. That Discord just sent out. This one, the McLaren 750S Spider, exactly. This right here is what I was thinking about getting. Very similar, exactly, 100%, exactly. So yeah, the same exact one, but I was going to get it in black, and I was going to get it stealth PPF. That's really the only supercar that I can fit in, barely, at 6'9". So that's the reason why I'm stuck with that. So it's pretty good. Head out the roof, that is correct. Oh, okay, man, look, what are we talking about here? I got to go. I get distracted. Literally, like I promise you, like I have ADD to the point where I get distracted. Lock the hell in, man. Skylar says, yeah, what the fuck are we talking about, bro? We talking about cars? Jesus Christ. Okay, timestamp 328. Guys, listen, we're getting ready to go over the reason why I took this loss on Friday, and then we're getting ready to go over time frames, like which time frame is the best to trade. So because no one had any questions necessarily, and Alan was talking about psychology. Guys, what I'm getting ready to go over is arguably the most important part of trading, which is reviewing your trades and reviewing the reason on those. You got an embarrassing kick or something, man? Exactly right. Yeah, exactly. That's what most people think. Anyway, guys, I'm getting ready to review the reason as to why I lost, man. That was funny, bro. That was funny. Oh, man. Kick is crazy. Yeah, I know. I said that just to be funny. I know no one's thinking that, but it's just funny to say. Okay, guys. I got blasted. Yeah, guys, I got blasted not yesterday. I got blasted on Friday. I'm dead as hell. Yeah. Guys, I got blasted on Friday. Okay, I shorted it here whenever we flashed this VWAP, and I shorted it right over here on this candle over here. The market was bleeding out, and I anticipated that we were getting ready to attack the sell side and maybe come over here lower. We're getting ready to go over the reason on as to why I lost. And looking back on it, it's clear as day as to why I lost. You want to know why I lost? And I was so sick looking back on this. If you ever see me take a trade and you are unsure, for one, don't copy that trade. Guys, I don't care if I win. Guys, my win rate is about 85 to 90%. I don't care if that's the case. I'm being dead serious. I don't care. Don't do nothing like that. You need to take the trade because it aligns with what you have personally back tested if that's the case. Either that, or you better have some pockets and you better be willing to potentially lose, or you better be taking the exact same trades on sides that I'm taking. Okay? Hey, bro, I be shouting you out on my lives. Good information. Thanks, Indiana. I appreciate that, bro. Man, that means a lot, bro. Seriously. How many contracts do you run relative to maximum drawdown limit on bulling out/strikes? I start out with 3 and I go no more than 5 on an initial position. If I have insane confidence in something, then I'll go up to like 10 or 15 contracts. 10 or 15 micros. Anything else, you'll blow up your account very fast in this environment. Okay. The reasoning on as to why I lost. Can anyone see? Well, you're not going to see this, so I'm going to skip straight to the point. Why? Because we've been bullshitting so far for like the last 10 minutes talking about cars and whatnot. So I don't want to belabor the point here. The reason, okay, guys, listen. I was looking over here at SPY, and this is exactly what happened. SPY eclipsed the HOD here. This is a rule of thumb. If I do not have a clear drawn liquidity, and if you don't know why I'm in the trade, do not take the trade. It is literally just that simple. If I don't say this is the clear drawn liquidity and this is exactly where it's getting ready to go, then do not take that trade. Because more often than not, it still works because it still plays into my win rate. But guys, my losses come from whenever, guys, like, it's very rare to where like I take a trade and I go, okay, this is a clear drawn liquidity and this is where they're coming. I'm taking this trade and I lose. If anyone has been with me for anything longer than a month, you just saw a loss on Friday. But before then, you would have had to have been inside Discord for a little bit more than a month to a month and a half to have seen me lose once or twice. You need to see someone lose in order for you to fully begin to understand how they trade and where their errors are. Does anyone inside this? Hey guys, listen. Look, like I want you to be honest. Alan, Andrew, Andrew's been with us for longer than obviously longer than a month. Alan's been with us for a little while. Chilo's been with us for a little while. I want you guys to speak out, and I want you guys to let me know an honest self-review. When you see me lose, what is the determining factor in regards to when I lose? Like, I'm not talking about like $100 trade or $200 and then like I make it right back. I'm talking about like where like I go, holy fuck, I just got my ass kicked. Why did I do that? This is part of the class. So can like one or two of you guys respond and then let me know in regards to the determining factor in regards to why I will specifically lose. Like, where you guys go, yo, like, that's not like up his alley right now. Like, he's about to get blasted. Like, what is it? What do you guys think it is? Because I want to know whether or not that I'm being real with myself. I'm being dead serious. You guys are helping me right now. Sizing, oversized, Tan says. That's the first thing he says. I agree with that. Because I was in 22 contracts when I lost last time. When I lost on Friday. So that's obvious. So yes. So that is the first thing. Yes, that is correct. Entering at the top or bottom prematurely or sizing up for a breakout trade. That is correct. That is also why I try to avoid shorting the bottom or long in the top. That is correct. Going against macro. Correct. As in like I take a short against the 1150 macro. That has been a huge reason as to why I have lost in the past as well when I break my own rules. Okay. Basically just when you go against your own rules. Okay, yeah. Absolutely. Correct. Exactly. When do you lose? Because you were wrong, it happens. Correct. Yeah. Why do you lose? Because you were wrong, it happens. Correct. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, Dean, so like the question was when do you see me like, hey, you know what? Like, this is when like, hey, you know what? Like, he's about to lose. Or you know what? He just lost, and now I see why he lost because that is not his strong suit. Is FOMO legit? FOMO is legit whenever your strategy is predicated on up or down, and you don't have a strategy for when they go up or down because you're thinking inherently that you're going to miss out. If you know for a fact that you don't have a time limit for when they're getting ready to come back and you can come back the next day, or you know for a fact that another bus is coming back to come pick you up 5 minutes from now and still take you to the same exact destination, why would you try to chase after that bus? You're not going to do no shit like that. And that's all that FOMO is. FOMO is fear of missing out. Your fear of missing out is predicated because you see the market going up and you're like, oh my God, it's going to go against my strategy. I'm ready to miss out. Or it's going down. You're like, man, I'm a really good short seller. I got to short this inside the hole because I don't have another strategy that can make money today. That's where FOMO comes into play. That's just one POV. It's so much more, correct. Not cutting it shorter because you'll say out loud, I shouldn't be in this, and then adds more to it. That is exactly what happened on Friday. That's correct. But the market's been so crazy, we don't know which direction to turn, so it ends up being a situation where we just take a trade just because. That is correct. Okay, great. So all of those things I agree on. One of the biggest things that gets me into trouble that I would probably say, what nice view. What city do you live in? Tehran. I'm in the capital of Iran. I'm in Tehran. So if you see a big ass mushroom cloud go off in the background, just know that I just clicked on your profile and it says 0 likes. Let me click on your profile. It says 0 likes. Oh no, you've been following for 48 days. Okay. Okay. No, you sent 4 likes. Sent 4 likes. So 22 likes. Okay, you're liking now. Thank you. Thank you. Well, at least you've contributed. They just started laughing. The bus example is a great example of market FOMO, Matt says. Absolutely. Okay, what was I saying? I get distracted very easily. Okay. One of the biggest reasons as to why I lose, that I figured out is because I'll enter into a trade and I'll figure this out later. And as I'm figuring it out later, it'll go against me, and then I add on size into that, figuring it out later. And that happens a lot of times whenever I go on win streaks of 2-3+ weeks. And then like I start thinking that I'm bigger than the program or bigger than the market, and I'm not adhering to the dangers, and I begin to break my own ruling. That's when I've noticed directly that stuff like that begins to happen, okay? I'm just being honest. Would you say that that's a fair statement as far as like the beginning of it? Anyone else like Andrew, Native, Allen, Chilo, Twinless Twin says yes. Okay, great. She's yes. Okay, yeah. So by the way, I was just joking. I'm not in Iran. I'm in Atlanta. I'm in Midtown. Yes, Allen said. Okay, great. Not trading market structure. That is correct. If you're not trading market structure, guys, then you're going, man, you know what? I'll just figure this shit out later. Because then you have nothing to structure your trade off of. So, like, that's the problem. You see what I'm saying? He said, oh, yeah. They catch you at your highest. Yep. So that's the biggest thing. So we're getting ready to go over in regards to every single mistake that I made over here. And I'm getting ready to outline everything that I said. And why? Because I replayed it nonstop in my brain until 4:45 in the morning until I just passed out. Almost at 5 a.m. on Friday, I remember. SPY came over here, and SPY just eclipsed the HOD over here at like 11 o'clock. And SPY began to pull back. I had an alert over here at 764 over here on the SPY. And I said, SPY is getting ready to come over here and pop this high because this is the next liquidity after popping this high over here. And this market structure is bullish. The first mistake that I made, I identified it correctly. Everyone needs to know that if SPY makes a brand new high, QQQ, no matter how bearish it is going to go higher. I don't care about your setup. This is where we're getting into the lesson now. I don't care what setup that you have. I don't care how bearish the NASDAQ looks to you. I don't care what happens to you. If SPY, ES, and SPX, they're all the same thing, are reaching for higher draws and liquidity, and if it is bullish, the NASDAQ is going to go higher. If the NASDAQ is going higher or looks bullish, and SPY is trying to dump through the floor, I don't give a shit how bullish the NASDAQ is or what you're looking at. The NASDAQ at the best case scenario is going to go sideways, and it's going to look bullish as hell, but it's just going to go sideways, and then it's going to give up the ghost and it's going to go lower. I don't care how bearish the NASDAQ looks, like how I said in the beginning. If ES goes higher, NQ is going to give up the ghost, and NQ is going to turn bullish. That is the first understanding. I specifically remember on live stream, I said this and I made this statement. And I'm not saying this because I'm trying to toot my horn in regards to me being right. Why? Because I'm getting ready to explain to you and let you know how much of a dumbass I was being. And you're probably getting ready to go from, bro, this dude's being cocky to, man, this dude has an embarrassment kick and it's getting ready to go very fast. It's getting ready to go downhill very fast right now. Why? Because I just tell the truth. And I just say how I feel at this point in time. Why? Because I have nothing to hide from anybody. Okay? I set an alert over here, and the alert was that we were going to, he's all right, bro. I set an alert over here, and we were getting ready to, guys, and I saw clearly that we were going to pop this high over here. And I said that this is the next draw on liquidity. At the time being, the NASDAQ had just flashed this VWAP, and we had a trend line. I shorted it, and I entered into a short position here, and this trade cost me $25,000 in cash on the payout. Okay? Because I was getting ready to request it. I shorted it here on this candle because we had a 1-2 why? Because we had a 1-2-3 taps here, and I was willing to withstand and move up into here, and I thought that we were going to roll over and attack this trend line over here because it's the third time touching it, and we just flashed this VWAP. I was looking at the NASDAQ respectively, and the NASDAQ looks bearish in this sense. I waited for a 1-2-3 staircase in pattern, flash of the VWAP, pop maybe like this internal, and then running this LR over here. And to me, like the NASDAQ might come up into the zone, maybe a little bit higher, and then roll over. And I could get a base hit somewhere inside the zone.
this right here to me is a perfect short setup. It looks bearish now in hindsight because it looks bullish now in hindsight because these FEGs formed here. But in the moment, this was not here. I remember like it was yesterday. Like I cannot get it out of my brain. Okay. So I shorted it here on this candle. That was my first mistake. The first mistake was I shorted it on red because I was anticipating we were going to dump over here inside the zone somewhere inside this and just snap this trend line immediately. Okay, so that was my first mistake. But again, I shorted this on 2 to 3 contracts and I was willing to add up into the zone in order for it to roll over. Okay, so I took a starter position here. Where I went wrong at, does anyone know right here, right now, where I went wrong at looking at this? Can you tell where I went wrong at looking at this? I'm not talking about SPY because you can't see SPY. We've already pointed that out. You need to begin to see the errors that I make if you're watching the live stream. Because if you can understand the errors that someone who's making tens of thousands of dollars a week is making, you can then do the things that they're doing well, and then you can patch those holes and then add it to the things that you do well. And then you can take what I do to another level. This is very important. This is what I did to my first millionaire mentor. No first presented, that is correct. But sometimes you can jump the gun on a first presented if you have a history to getting ready to go somewhere. Guys, a first presented is only good if you have what? A clear what? It broke structure, then retested it and move up. No, not necessarily. There was really no structure that was really broken here. Clear objective, that is correct. There is no clear objective here on like me shorting this. Like there's no clear liquidity here. Like this low is lower than this one. Like where am I aiming at here? Like it's like the same thing here. It's like yeah, we swept this internal, so it's like I would never have shorted that here because we just swept this. But it's like anywhere inside this zone, it's like, what am I aiming at? There's like no double bottoms. There's like no triple bottoms. There's no big ass 15, 20 point volume balance. There's no perfect round hole numbers. There's no crazy drawn liquidity here. You don't see a change of character. Well, yeah, correct. Guys, there's no clear objective here on the short. There's nothing within the immediate term where I'm like, man, this market is compelled to go to this direction here. It's just we've been going lower and like I have a better short entry, but the market can go higher indefinitely, you know. So that was the first mistake that I made. I shorted it and I didn't have something defining for me going, man, this market is compelled to go lower because of this. That was the first mistake that I made. The next mistake that I made was before I took that trade, I identified that SPY popped this high over here, which was SPY just made a new HOD and we pulled back over here into the zone. And I said that we're going to come here inside the zone, and I shorted it when SPY was pulling back and gaining fuel to then go higher and then pop this high. That right there was the second mistake that I made, was not adhering to what SPY was getting ready to do. And SPY completely fucked this trade up and turned this NASDAQ bullish on my ass. Okay? So there's that. No clear objective, no clear drawn liquidity, and entering to just figure it out later. On an OPEX day, an options expiration day, which is very dangerous. Okay? And then on top of that, I was oversized. I was going to lose regardless because it's liquidation squeeze. But for one, I was oversized as well. Okay? So that didn't help my case. So that was the issue in regards to how I lost on Friday. Those were the main determining factors. So if you see that, identify that. So there's a chance again that I may make that same mistake again, but you don't have to. So that's why I wanted to go over this, okay? Also, another thing. If we just made a brand new, fresh HOD and we're pulling back from a brand new, fresh HOD literally just 5 minutes ago, don't short that shit. Don't do that shit. Wait for like a first presented or confirmation that for sure that's going to be the HOD, because we just made a brand new, fresh HOD. Like, what makes you think that we're getting ready to immediately just go to hell and just start to reverse again? That also was a third mistake that I made. Don't ever do no shit like that. Okay. What else? Okay. All right. Who has any other questions? Look at that last swing. We already swept liquidity on the previous swing that moved up what you on. That is correct. Correct. This market was in a bullish change. This market made a bullish change of character. The market structure was bullish. We were in an immediate buy-side delivery program model. Well, not on the NASDAQ necessarily. Not on the NASDAQ, but on the SPY for sure, and I shorted it. And SPY was telling the truth that they wanted to go higher because we just made a new HOD and they want to come up here and pop this high. Okay? Love is honesty. No excuses but accountability. Thanks, Che. Thanks. Thanks. I think it's Chi or Che or Shay. Well, I'm not sure, but I don't want to say your name wrong. I just see CHE. I was wondering when you were going to explain why you added into that losing trade Friday. PJ says 100% correct, and I'm covering it right now. I could have very well just ignored it and just say, hey, fresh new day. And guys, I don't get any bonus points from telling people that I lost. Because every single day there's fresh new people that join this live stream, and me telling them I lost actually hurts people signing up for this Discord. But you want to know who it helps the most? It helps the students in here the most. The students in here, which is my ultimate goal. The ones that want to be here and that want to seriously learn and take their training to the next level. Because why? Because they not only believe in me, they believe in us. And you know what? And they finally believe in themselves. That's who I'm trying to help. I'm not trying to convince you to join here. You will be convinced to join here sooner or later. I mean, that's just inevitable. My goal is to try to help the ones who are here and to get you caught up to speed so that we can stop the bleeding and so that you can accomplish whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. Okay? So there's that. So that's why we're covering this loss here. Okay? So I think that I cover my ASP on as to active self-protection. On as to why I lost. Can I get free access too? There is no free access. You can get free 3 days access and then it'll convince you to join. But unfortunately, I cannot just give Discord access away for free. Because literally right now, I'm running a free mentorship for the students inside here. I'm getting ready to go over a student question. It's free one-on-one mentorship. Once you're inside here, it's $59 per month. You can't speak to any millionaire for $59 per month. That's impossible. You cannot do that. And then like ask them live questions and trade live with them and then expect them to live trade with you Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. damn near almost to 4 p.m. That's impossible. And then for them not to charge you nothing and then to be inside Discord with live call outs and swing trading, that's impossible. You're a millionaire, brother? Yes. Now I know, man. Once you finish reviewing this Friday trading session, could you repeat my question on WAP? Yeah, I'm gonna read it. Yo, bro, how do I fix 410% consistency on eval? You got to make more money. Genuinely impossible, Nico says. Correct. That is genuinely impossible. The only way that you can remotely do that and you can accomplish that is you cannot distract the mentor from making the money that he or she is making. If you stop them from making and providing the lifestyle that they have cultivated, then they have to charge you $2,500 a pop to supplement the income that they would then be losing from potentially day trading if they are even remotely possible. But a lot of them are just good salesmen. Like, they don't even believe in the strategies that they're fucking doing. They wouldn't even do it or put it to the test in front of live people. Because if that was the case, then people would label them as a scam artist, which unfortunately or fortunately happens a lot of the times. And that's why a lot of gurus get exposed. It's because the moment, or fools get exposed, it's because the moment that they actually decide to go live and put their strategies to the test, people go, holy fuck, that's fake as shit. He's not even making money doing that shit. So how the hell can I? If he can't even do it, then I have no hope. And then that's where the problem lies. It's easy for you to tell someone to do something if you're not doing it or if you don't believe in it. Because why? Because you can just sell it to the max. It's hard to put it to the test in front of people and to call it out and say, this is what it's doing, this is where it's going, this is what's happening, this is how much money I'm making, this is what I'm doing on a daily basis, and I'm doing this day in and day out. And when I do lose, this is why I lost. Let's not make that mistake again. And then we're gonna, go on a 2-3 week win streak. That is hard to do. That is very hard to do. That's why most people don't do that. It is easier to sell you a $2,500 a month course and then to flash some crazy ass lifestyle or some crazy ass car and then get people to sign up. That's very challenging. But the point still remains. I can't do that and then pay for the lifestyle that I live and say, hey, everything included for $59 a month. That's 100% impossible. I cannot do that. So, and trade live and make money in front of you, I cannot do that. That's impossible. I would not be able to do that. So I would have to supplement my income. So no, it's not free. If that makes sense. Because you can't trade live and teach people how to trade all at the same time. That's impossible. Nobody can do that. Your win rate would suffer. Your win rate would suffer. You would be a shitty trader. It's impossible. You can't do that. I know someone like that, Jordan Vera. I have no idea who that is. You're going to have to describe to me how that person is different. You're going to have to describe to me how that person is different. It's not impossible. Okay, great. Okay, listen. You got to watch me trade live. What I'm saying is, okay, so I got a question for you. He has a 90% win rate. Okay, great. So do I. I'm getting ready to explain something to you right now. Do you think that you could trade live? And if I don't know anything about trading, and I spend whatever it costs to join this Discord, $100, $200, $300, $400, $500, $600, whatever it is, or $1,000, and I don't know shit about trading, and I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at, and I join and he's trading live and he's talking, because you could talk inside my Discord, and I ask him while he's in the middle of a trade, hey, what's a green candlestick? Or hey, what's that trade setup you got going on? Is he going to explain it to me right then and there in the moment, yes or no, and talk to me while he is managing his trade? Yes or no? Hell no. Then it's impossible. That is exactly what I'm talking about. I teach while I'm trading. People ask me questions. They go, hey, what are you looking at? Hey, what's the draw on liquidity? Hey, there's a double bottom there. We got a 15-point volume balance. There's an 8 on the SPY. Yo, E, look at that. X, Y, and Z. What I'm talking about is if any average Joe comes up with $500 and joins his Discord and says, hey, what are you looking at? Hey, I just gave you $1,500. Answer me now. Is he going to stop instruction and go, stop, I'm not going to take a trade. Let me explain it to this guy and let me explain it to this woman. He's not going to do that. That's impossible. He would lose. His win rate would probably drop from, I believe you, his win rate would drop from 90% to about 45%. It would literally cut in half. Everybody knows better than to do that. That is not true. That is not true. Trust me, you have a lot of common sense. Most people don't do that. My Discord literally says you cannot have the knowledge center. You cannot have Discord without the knowledge center. And people still message me and say, hey, bro, can I get around this? Why do I have to learn for? Most people are not like you. I'm talking about everyone in this group. Okay, yeah, correct. Why? Because they caught up to speed. He values knowledge, I'm assuming. I would hope he does. So no, that is not true. The average person, if they spent $1,500 to $2,500 on something, they're going to want a fucking answer. You got me effed up if I give you $2,500 and if I'm just going to fucking sit there and then you don't talk to me and then you don't explain to me what the fuck is going on and I'm just supposed to just figure this shit out. You got me fucked all the way up. I'm being dead serious. I'm being dead just morally. I'd be like, wait, what? Later? Are you kidding me? I want to know now. Bro, this is serious. I'm paying you $2,500 a month. Time is money, man. So that's how most people are going to be thinking, I promise you. So most people are not like you. I promise you. I promise you. Most people want to know. So I'm just letting you know how that goes. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The first and only mentor I joined 2 to 3 years ago was $3,200. Exactly. 100%. And you was trying to get everything that you could get out of that mentorship because you paid for it at that specific point in time. That's what I'm saying. Dude, you can't speak to no serious mentor for the prices that I'm charging. But the only reason why I'm doing that is because I'm literally making $10,000 to $15,000 a week minimum. Minimum 10 to 15, anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000 a week minimum. That's the only reason. And I trade live. So it just is what it is. And so I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing regardless. So if you want to do what I'm doing and understand what I'm doing, I'll share everything with you and how I'm making money. And it's all elaborate inside Discord. But let me not get distracted. Okay. The next point that we're getting ready to make, the next lesson that we're getting ready to cover is time frames. Not anything I want to be a part of, correct, Alan? I don't want to be a part of nothing that's free. Nobody wants to be a part of anything that's free. You don't want to be a part of nothing that's free. Why? Because go live in Section 8 free housing. Go do that. I bet you don't want to do nothing like that. You don't want a part of nothing that's free. You don't eat, I'm gonna be for real with you. You don't even want women that's free. I'm being dead serious. Nobody wants nothing that's free. Something that everybody can access, you don't want that. No human wants that. Men don't want that. Women don't want that. Inherently, by human design, nobody wants that. But yet, when it comes to trading and the thing that can make you $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 minimum per month, everyone wants free instructions and everyone wants it for free. And then if someone says, hey, I can get you there, I assure you. But you know what? It's going to slightly cost you some sort of investment. People go, oh, shoot. Other poor people told me that you should do it for free. And if you don't, then that means that you're a scammer. Or that means that I should not participate. So I'm just keep doing what I'm doing, which is not knowing what I'm doing. It's absolutely mind-boggling. And they only apply this with trading because they wouldn't apply that with any other form of education. They would never do that. Why? Because they wouldn't expect Harvard to give them a free education. They would not expect them to do that. But for something that can pay you 5 times more than a Harvard degree in just a few months, they apply that logic. Hold on. Time frames. Okay, listen. We're getting ready to go over Jones's, because I get distracted very easily. We're getting ready to go over Jones's question. Jones's question is this. And then we're getting ready to open up to questions. Jones's question says this. Jones says, can you talk about some of your experiences trading in different time frames and what made you stick to the one you use? Of course, I know ultimately it will be based on preference. Okay, great. So for everyone wondering, I always trade on a 1 minute time frame. You can blow your account on a 1 minute candle in this environment. So help me God, you can. I'm being dead serious. This was a news candle randomly at 12:21 p.m. on Friday. The market flashed up 230 ticks and immediately gave it all up the next 25 seconds later. And I checked the newswire and this was an Iranian headline. Why are you calling them poor people though? Life is going to humble you. You watch. Why are you poor people, bro? What you on? Brother, listen. Bro, stop spamming that. Stop spamming that. Stop spamming that, bro. Listen. It's okay. I'm poor too. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not making fun of poor people, bro. If you go to my, well, just some of my close friends. But listen. I used to be homeless, bro. I promise. I swear to God. I'm not making fun of poor people, bro. You haven't been watching the stream long enough, Ace Bands. So it's okay. I'm not making fun of poor people, bro. I used to be poor. My whole family is poor. What I make in a week, my mother makes in it literally takes her 2 years of backbreaking labor with a messed up back. Right now, this second. And my mother would choose to do nothing else. She works with children. She's a children advocate. I'm not saying that. I'm saying poor as in you have less than, look, this is coming from a guy who's running his own hedge fund, okay? You are poor to me if you have less than $5 million liquid in cash sitting inside of an account that you do not give a shit about. That's poor to me. I'm not talking about $5 million net worth, as in like your house, make you a millionaire because of your house, your cars, your investment, all of that, your 401k. No. $5 million liquid inside of an account that you do not give a shit about, you are poor to me. That is considered poor because you can make several wrong decisions and go right back very quickly. That is by all financial standards, that is literally poor. The federal government considers that poor as well. Because up until recently, there were rules and regulations in place that you could not even invest in a hedge fund if you had less than $2.5 million in liquid net worth for qualified investors. I'm being dead serious. So you couldn't even participate in the same things that like Donald Trump was participating in. There's federal regulations to stop people from making investment decisions based off of net worth and liquid cash. These are 100% facts. And up until literally up until recently, you couldn't even day trade unless you had at least $25,000 liquid inside of an account at all times. Like they banned you from day trading. Like you could not do that. Even if you had a cash account, you had to wait 2 to 3 days for the cash to settle. Do you know how many Americans have $25,000 liquid inside just liquid cash? I understand statistics. I have a degree in economics. I'm telling you, the average American cannot afford a random $500 expense. They cannot do that. I think it's like 53% of Americans, if they got hit with a $600 expense, it would destroy them. I'm being dead serious. Those are the same people that are telling you, hey, don't invest in no education. Just go on this computer and start clicking buttons for free. You can become a millionaire. But you always ask them and you say, I say that like, hey, like I say poor people because most people fall under that category. And I say, hey, and you say, hey, well, how's that advice working for you? Are you a millionaire yet? And they never really answer that question. So I'm not making fun of nobody. I'm just keeping it 100 with you, bro. So I understand both sides, okay? So if you have a question, just ask. Why would any rich person have that? Why would any rich person have that sitting right around with no interest? You'd be surprised. I started my hedge fund because some of my teammates were in the NBA and they just have $5, $6, $7, $8 million liquid just sitting inside of an account, just cash. Most people don't know what to do with their money. They have no idea. I'm being dead serious. Most people don't know shit about stocks, bro. And you'd be surprised how many people that are actually rich that just have this money just sitting around or just have it sitting inside of a CD account. They're not all trying to do anything crazy with their money. I'm being dead serious. They're not. I'm being dead serious. It works almost the same exact way to where like you got cash just sitting inside your checking account. So like if you got $2, $3, $4, $5,000 sitting inside your checking account, what's the difference between someone just having like, $2, $3, $4, $5, $6 million sitting inside their account? I'm being dead serious. Like what else are they gonna do with it? I'm being dead serious. Money is relative. That's what most people don't understand. That money is fully relative. Money is relative to the person involved. Money past a certain point doesn't really mean much. I'm being dead serious. It's relative. Once all your basic needs are met, money begins to lose its value, in a sense. Got rug pulled by Onyx. I really don't know too much about that. Let me focus back up. So yeah, Space Boy. So yeah, a lot of times where rich people aren't, but sometimes where rich people aren't even just thinking, hey man, look, let me buy something that'll give me 30, 40% returns. They're not trying to do that. Why? Because more than likely they already have something that's already making them a shitload of money. I have friends who make $40, $50 million a year to bounce a basketball every 6 months. These people are not fucking thinking, hey bro, where can I put my cash at right now this second so that I can make, 30, 40%? Or hey bro, where can I move my cash to so I can get some interest on this money? Every single week, they get a check for $2 million deposited into their checking account. They don't give a fuck about about what you or I would be thinking. Logically speaking, like, hey, let me grow my money. That is not even a figure of their imagination. They don't give a shit. The money is coming into their account faster than they can do anything with it. So that same shit that you and I are on is not a part of their imagination. I'm being dead serious. I promise you. I've seen it. Literally, I promise you I've seen it. And when you see, it's like me telling you right now, like verbally telling you, like does not do it justice. But when someone sends you like a checking deposit account, just laughing and goofing around, and that shit says plus $5 million, 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 or every game check plus 500,000. Oh, I didn't even play today. Plus 550,000, plus 550,000, plus 550,000, plus 550,000. Oh fuck! I'm up $3.5-4 million this week. What the fuck am I gonna spend my money on? I'm trying to tell you that shit is crazy. I promise you, it's absolutely absurd. These people are not thinking about, hey, well, my money's just sitting over inside this account. Bro, they're not even looking at the money. So I'm just telling you the truth. And I'm just telling you the truth in a way that hopefully most people can understand. What you think, bro? Tomorrow we'll go up or down? I have absolutely no idea. Trump could say something like the market could dump or open up one or down 2%. Okay, time frames. Jesus Christ. I get so distracted so easily. Time frames. Every single thing to me can be looked at on a 1 minute time frame. If I zoom out right now, from here to here, I can see all the way back into the 19th, and today's the 23rd on a 1 minute time frame. I need to be looking at, guys, I like to look at 1 minute candles, obviously speaking, because the market can flip around on a dime like this over the course of 5 minutes here. Like from here to here was 13 minutes, and the market liquidation squeezed it in a straight line, 500 ticks in 13 minutes. I would not have been able to see that on a 1 minute time frame. I mean, on a 5 minute time frame like this. On a 5 minute time frame, this shit looks bearish as hell, but then they liquidation squeezed it nonstop. 5 minute to 5 minute to 5 minute to 5 minute. And I would have probably blown up my account. I want to be seeing the volume and the strength on a on a candle by candle basis. And I want to be able to make a determination on a candle by candle basis. Does that mean that I'm not looking at 15 minute time frames? Of course I am. I personally like to look at 15 minute candles, to analyze market structure. So I use higher candles, I use higher time frames to look at market structure, to look at, hey, you know what? This is what the market has been doing over like a specific period of time. Another thing that I also look at is the strength of the candle close as well. So if we get an insanely bearish candle close like this here, if no matter what my strategy was, it protects me from doing the opposite. So if I was thinking about longing this here and I saw we closed at the bottom of this candle like this, what makes me think that the market that's like a runaway locomotive is going to stop on a dime like this and then just never go lower than this? I'm going to at least wait for it to precipitate lower through the floor and then take my chances after the precipitation has come. Or I may use it as confirmation that, you know what, that we are going to remotely go lower. If you look at any serious strong candle closes, we can backtest the last 5 serious strong candle closes, and you know what? It at least precipitated through the floor at least a little bit. So I'll use that for entries. Like for example, here is an insanely bullish 15-minute candle close. We went higher, right? At least a little bit. Here's another bullish 15-minute candle close. We at least went higher again. Here's a little, here it is right here. Here it is right there. That's like 2 for 2. Here's another one. That's 3 for 3. Here's another one. That's 4 for 4. So the market at least precipitates a little bit higher or a little bit lower on a 15 hourly or 4-hour basis, depending upon how strong the candle closes in that specific direction. So I will not take a position to the contrary, if that makes sense. That's when I begin to use higher time frames. I use higher time frames in order to understand market structure and potential market direction a little bit better, if that makes sense. Now, obviously, this does not count here. Why? Because the market was closed at 4:30. Okay, so the market closed at 4 o'clock. Okay, on a Friday. So that's when I begin to do that. I also do the exact same thing on a daily candle. It works, guys. It works the exact same way on a daily basis. If you see a bearish ass daily close like this over here, and we close over here damn near, guys, with the LOD, hold on, let me better show you on like this. Guys, if you see a bearish ass close like this, right? Or like a bearish, well, they fought back here. I'm talking about like a bullish close like this. No matter how bearishly this market is, we're going to at least go higher a little bit. The market shot up 0.75% past this close here. It's going to precipitate higher, even though they might want to go lower. So you can use it as a better form of entry, and then you can go down to a lower time frame to then start looking at better entries if you were going to take a position to the contrary. It works the exact same way going up and down. Now listen, over here, this right over here was slightly a little bit different. We've been going down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 straight days in a row. And it was the end of the month closing, a monthly rebalancing close. There's no way in hell you were short this inside this hole. Okay? I mean, like, I'm going to call you mentally insane if you do something like that, okay? So all right. So like that's when I begin to look at higher time frames, guys, because more than likely it's going to precipitate higher or lower depending upon how strong the close is, okay? I'm trying to think of what else. Also, guys, I can't see volume imbalances on anything larger than a 1 minute time frame. So you can see almost everything that you need to see on a 1 minute time frame if you zoom out like this. Like this here, I'm able to see the entire Friday's price action and then some on a 1 minute time frame. And I can mark out internal highs and lows, etc., on a 1 minute time frame, and I can make my judgment from there. And then if I want to, then I can zoom in a little bit further, and then I can analyze immediate term price action on a 1 minute time frame. Okay? So, so that's why I like to use 1 minute time frame, guys. Guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, guys, most of y'all are trading $2,000 accounts. A 50K account is a $2,000 account. And as to why you're trading a $2,000 account and going in on 5, 10 micros, and as to why guys, if you're in 10 micros, which is 1 mini, you are effectively in a $650,000 position with a $2,000 maximum loss. But yet you're allowing 15-minute candles to determine whether or not you win or lose. It's absolutely mind-boggling. You need to be watching that shit on a 1 minute time frame. The entire complexion of your account can change in 1 minute. Not over no damn 50, let alone no 15 minute or no 1 hourly. So if that's what you're trading off of, that's different. Formulating conclusions off of 1 and 4 hours, that's different. But if you're looking at me and you telling me you traded on 5 and 15 minutes, and this market can go up like this, and then literally in 1 minute they'll do some shit like this, in 1 minute against you, bro, you need to be looking at a 1 minute time frame and managing your risk. I use the 15 seconds sometimes for entry. I can't necessarily speak for anything under the 1 minute because I haven't really done that, but I've seen people do that as well. Bro, what strategy do you use? ICT discretionary and liquidity trading. Use 15 to plan, 5 to confirm, and 1 to make the trade. Always watching the 1 on the side. Correct. Not a bad analyzation. Does anybody have any open-ended questions? I've covered the 2 questions that I wanted to cover. I showed why I lost on Friday. Why I lost on Friday. I'm back and I'm ready to go. Hopefully I can get that 12K payout from the Apex this week. Hopefully, to right that loss. Not you skipping me. What would you say? But what indicators you got? I'm sorry, I didn't see that. I'm sorry, I promise you, I did not mean to skip that. So the messages get bogged down by the by the feed. So like if someone comments, then like it just gets bogged down. So I apologize. And then on top of it, the messages do not have timestamps. Like I promise you, like I should show you what it looks like on my end. Bro, what indicators you got? So these are the liquidity draws indicators by NQ Insider right here. So the FVG clusters, it shows when the FVG clusters, and then it can show IFVGs as well. And then when they get inversed or invalidated, then they just disappear from the chart. So it keeps the chart crisp and clean. So this is the FVG clusters by NQ Insider, and this is the only one that maps out the highlighting, overlighting, the overlapping zones for FVGs. They're called I call them FVG clusters. A lot of times, this is where like the market likes to react. So like if you have like a large BISI cluster here, the market is gravitated towards these, or if it touches it, it's going to react in some way, and you can use these as entry points or as points to then manage your risk off of. Okay, and then there's another two indicators that I use as well, which is the liquidity draws indicator. Like this right over here, it shows double tops and double bottoms. Like this right over here, you see this? It's flashing a perfect double top and a perfect double bottom, a perfect double top over here, as you can see over here on this indicator. This is called the liquidity draws by NQ Insider, and then once they get invalidated, then they get removed. Okay, so everything that gives me a 90% win rate is centered in those two indicators, and then the third one that I'm getting ready to show you, and you have this on your chart. This is exactly what I'm doing to make the money that I'm doing. And then obviously I had to, obviously it requires discretion. Like you can't just see a double top and just long it. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna work like that, okay? You know, and then next we have the FVG clusters by NQ Insider, which is here. The true volume imbalances by NQ Insider, which is here. This shows the volume imbalances. And so these get filled to the tune of about 90 percentile. So this is what I'm looking at, and I have a chart over here to my left. This right over here is what I'm looking at all times, because I want to be looking at volume balances and whether or not that they get filled that day. This is true volume balance trading. If you look up volume balances on YouTube, no one is going to explain it to you like how I explain it here. Like I'm not trying to take credit for it, because you could take this and you could go do whatever you want to do with yourself. I don't care about who gets the credit. I care about the result. But I'm telling you, I'm trying to save you time. So if you search volume balances on YouTube, no one's going to talk about volume balances on QQQ, SPY, or SPX. They're not going to do that. And then they're going to explain it to you in a way that's incorrect. All of that is outlined inside Discord. It comes with a free 3-day trial. You can join and you can see it yourself if you would like to. So you can join it here and you can read up about it, then you can cancel if you want to, or try and run up on the plug. And then you can add these indicators to your chart once you're inside Discord. You can only have access to this if you're inside Discord. But if you unsubscribe from Discord, then you lose access to it. So it's free. Everything that's inside Discord is free, including my swing trading, the things that I do with my money. Everything is free. I don't charge for anything once you're inside here. But if you leave, then why would I give you access to that? That doesn't make any sense. I'm not gonna do no shit like that. Okay? So literally, you have to be insider to have access to this. I mean, it's $59 a month. Does this work like volume profile or not? No, it does not. I used to do volume profile. Volume profile used to lie to me. So all of the indicators and their settings are inside Discord. Does anybody have any questions? Does anybody have any questions about anything that I'm saying? Guys, by the way, I trade live every day, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on TikTok, 9, 10 a.m. in the morning from inside Discord. Can you go over your precipitation theory about going past a little, then placing an enter? Does anybody have any other questions? I've seen the silver bullet model from ICT, but don't fully understand it. Can you give example of how I would use it? I haven't really back tested the silver bullet strategy. That's not one of my hardcore models, so I could not properly teach you that and give it the justice it deserves, unfortunately. It's very rare. It's very rare that someone asks a question that it's not rare. Because I don't know everything, and nor do I want to know everything. But the one thing about me, Trey, is if someone asks me a question and I cannot tell you the answer with the utmost confidence because I put in the sweat equity behind that, I can't Like, I can't lead you astray and I can't teach you that going through that. Like, that would not be fair. You see what I'm saying? So you're probably going to know more about the ICT silver bullet than me. So I can show you what I know. I can confirm or deny things, or I can point you in the right direction whenever it comes to certain strategies. But the ICT silver bullet is not a bread and butter setup for me. So you're going to have to research the ICT silver bullet directly for yourself. And then if you have any questions about shooting holes or poking holes in it, then you and I can have conversations. Or if you see something directly revolving the model and you send it to me in my free time, I can take a look at it. I can try to take a look at it, and then we can brainstorm that together. And that's one of the things that you'll get from being a member inside here, because I'm a very inquisitive person. So I want to try and find the answers to a lot of different things, even if it's not going to be one of my models. And then we can back test certain things together. But I can't just necessarily just tell you, hey, this is, X, Y, and Z. I will be doing you a disservice, sir. And, and I don't want to confirm or deny things that I'm not sure about. And that's one of the things that I tried to learn from that's one of the things that like I've learned from my first millionaire mentor and that was one of the things that like I had so much respect for him for, and that ultimately helped me progress more than you could ever know. Because some people that I tried to follow, whenever they asked specific questions, a lot of the times people would just say things out of their ass, or they would just give advice on things and they didn't even know what the hell they were talking about. And it led me down a rabbit hole that I should not have gone down, because I put my trust and my faith in that person. Versus if that person would have just stopped and just had the fucking balls to say, hey, man, you know what? I really don't know too much about that, and I'm only going to speak on the things that I have personally, I'm only going to speak on the path that I have personally been down and that I know how to go down. And I can help navigate you down this road. And I don't know everything. I can help maybe find, I can help outsource the answer or help you find the answer, but I don't know everything. But that right there, I'm really not too well versed on. That can at least help you go, man, you know what? I need to put in a little bit more work myself so that I can find the correct answer. Versus someone telling you some freaking bullshit and then you going down some shitty ass rabbit hole yourself, or going on a goddamn road, the wrong path, and you spent 2, 3, 4 weeks going down some weird ass rabbit hole that you shouldn't have even been down, to only find out that it was fool's gold at the end. And you go, what the hell? Credibility is everything in this industry. Credibility is everything. If you tell me something and I come to find out that it was some bullshit and it was false, man, I'm going to be looking at you sideways, bro. I'm going to be like, bro, what the... Bro, that shit was false, bro. Or, bro, you lied, bro. Intentionally or non-intentionally. If it wasn't intentional, I'm going to be like, man, maybe the next shit you say, man, maybe you don't know what the hell you're talking about. The fastest way that I heard this from a philosopher to lose all credibility is to open your mouth confidently and loudly and then to be wrong. He said that, a very famous philosopher said that, and he said that is the fastest way to lose all credibility. I promise you. It is. Versus you to just sit there and just shut the fuck up. Why? Because then at least people would just wonder. Go, I wonder. Okay. But for you to go, no, I know you're a scammer. And then like I disprove you. Now everyone's going to be looking at you and going, bro, holy shit. That dude doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. So you want to know what's going to happen? The next time you open up your mouth with that same exact confidence, no one's going to believe you. Watch out. Do you wait for a crossover with your strategy? No, I don't do no crossover. I'm reading price action in real time. E, you're doing wonders. I swear the knowledge you give is crazy. Every week I'm in awe because 90% of people would gatekeep this and use it as a commodity. I pray for you and thank you. I'm proud and grateful for you. Thanks, Jesse, man. Jesse, I love you more than you can ever know, my brother. Real talk, brother. Real talk. Seriously, bro. Man, your journey from no payouts to then weathering the storm and then trying to get things, man, has absolutely been inspiring, bro. Not only for me, but for everybody here, man. Keep on doing what you're doing. Guys, I'm reading the messages from Discord. So you can't see them on TikTok. I'm reading one of the from Discord messages. So yeah, man, seriously, brother. But I appreciate those words more than you know, bro. For real. Seriously. But yeah, guys, can you go over your precipitation theory? Precipitation, all that you need to know about precipitation whenever it comes to the NASDAQ and the SPX is this. If you see on a high time frame, we close at the LOD, where the LOD or the EOD of that specific higher time frame candle, the closing, where the closing meets the low or the high of that specific candle, it is extremely unlikely. I'm talking about 85 to 90% unlikely that the market is going to stop right then and there and then reverse in the other direction without reattacking that low. If it stops on a dime and then reverses in the opposite direction, it is more than likely a dead cat bounce. And they are going to try to reattack that low again and at least try to reattack it or sweep it one way or another. Because the market is like a runaway locomotive. Let me take that back. The Dow Jones is like a runaway locomotive on one of those trains that you get behind when you left 15 minutes early for work, and you end up being 30 minutes late for work. The Dow Jones, the top 30 companies, it is literally like a runaway locomotive. Once it gets going in one direction, it gets going in one direction. If you know anything about trading the Dow Jones, and I don't even trade it down. The S&P 500 is like one of those cabooses. I'm sorry. The S&P 500 is like is one of those 18-wheelers with two of those trailers in the back. Two of them. They have those in Atlanta. Those semi trucks, and instead of it being one, there's two. Once it gets going, the inertia is going to carry it forward. It's good, like now it can flip on a dime, so it can change direction, but it might take a little second. The NASDAQ 100 is like a dump truck. The NASDAQ 100 is like a Mack dump truck. That shit can swerve in and out of traffic, and then it can flip on a dime too now. It can, and it can make U-turns, but like very quickly. So that's what you need to be thinking of. So once it gets going in one direction, more than likely it's going to precipitate forward, even if you slam on the brakes. That's what you need to be thinking of. Trading is so much like driving. I always use driving examples. If you slam on the brakes on an 18-wheeler with two semi-trucks full with cargo in the back, I don't give a fuck how hard you're slamming on those brakes. That shit is going to precipitate forward at least half a block before even considering reversing. And then when it reverses, it needs to stop from that half a block, stop and make like a 6-point U-turn, and then go in the opposite direction. The Dow Jones is not reversing at all for real, like once it's determined the direction. Like, bro, you're fucking cooked if you're wrong with that. You're done. Okay? Like maybe tomorrow it'll reverse. Or maybe like the next trading session, maybe if you're lucky. The NASDAQ 100, boy, if you goofing around on this NASDAQ 100 over here like this, and you short the hole on one of these moves like this here, like this, boy, we will fucking reverse so fucking fast like this, and this market will turn bullish like this in the blink of an eye. Look at that. Look at this Judas swing here. Look. Just look at this shit. Look at this liquidation squeeze, give up, down in a straight line, and then fully reverse, and then blow up everybody's accounts, and then go to a new high. That is the NASDAQ 100. Okay? So that needs to be your analogy. I like analogies. Why? Because it allows people to visualize things. Oh, you know ball. I would hope so. I see the volume profile on RSI got me feeling like Itachi. Yeah. Yeah. Mangekyu Sharingan. Madre. What you know about that? That was before your time, Kichi. You don't know nothing about Meta. Start playing, bro. You don't know nothing about Itachi. You don't know nothing about Itachi and the Izanagi. You don't know nothing about that. And the Izanami. You don't know nothing about that, bro. So let's just, you don't want to get me started on the Izanagi. And what he put Kabuto through. Let's just chill on that. All right. You know, because I know you don't know nothing about that, Kichi. Come on now. Chill out now. Chill out now. You're not even following the profile, bro. You're not even following us. You've been watching for 11 minutes, Kichi Beats. I got to keep my eyes on you. Peak Anime. You should watch JJK. What is it? What is it? Jutsu Kaisen? What's it talking about? Bro, one of my boys, Nico, was telling me about that. He keeps telling me about that, and I don't have the time to watch it. You at JJK? Yeah. It was Jutsu Kaisen. He keeps telling me about that. And I keep on forgetting about it, Sony Legend. I keep on forgetting about that. Everybody keeps on recommending that. I swear to God, he's been telling me about it. He's been telling me to watch that for months. And I have not had the time to sit down and watch that. I just sit down and I meditate alone in darkness in my house. I'm being dead serious. Like I'm literally not even joking. Like I will sit here and I'll just sit alone in the dark and I'll just meditate about wins and losses, about how I can improve. I rarely watch TV. Or read those things. I got to do that more. I'm proud and grateful for you. I'm proud and grateful for you too. Guys, who has any other questions? Thanks, Jesse. Fairs. Yeah. Guys, who has any other questions? Open questions. Does anybody have anything else that they would like for us to cover? We've been going for about an hour now. Who has any questions about the mentorship or the classes? Who has any questions? Huh? Any questions or any trading questions? Hey man, what's a candlestick? How can I participate? How do I buy my own stock? No questions like that. If so, go with the Knowledge Center. Hey, how do you make that money you're making? It's on the Knowledge Center. Can you go over that trade that your last loss? I went over that earlier. It's being recorded right now on the YouTube. It will be posted for the Discord members. You can have access to it for 3 days if you like on the Knowledge Center. Can I get those indicators for free? No, you cannot. They're free once you're inside Discord. But no, you cannot. Why aren't you teaching for free, big money man? Why would I do that? Would you do anything for free? No, you would not. I'm in the mentorship. I'm just on TikTok. But can you talk about being mentally able to take a loss and accepting defeat? That's a great one. Trey's getting ready to ask a question. I'll wait for some other questions to come through. Does anybody have any other questions? But can you talk about mentally being able to take what's some of your favorite models of trade from ICT? I'll answer that question secondly. Can you talk about mentally being able to take a loss and accepting defeat? It's a great question. One of the things that helps me mentally with being able to take a loss is this. My mentor said something in his Indian voice that stuck with me. And because he said things in like a funny way, it was able to stick in my brain. That's also why I change up my voice a lot of the times. Because I'll say things in a funny way and then hopefully it sticks in your brain and you go, oh man, my mentor said this in a funny way. I remember now. Like that versus me just saying certain things just normally speaking and your mind inherently will forget it. He said something that I'll never forget. He said, you have two decisions, folks. You take trade, you admit defeat, you trade count tomorrow. You know admit defeat, account tell you cannot trade tomorrow. Which decision you choose? And when he said that, it jogged into my brain. I can make the decision right here, right now to trade my account tomorrow. If I want to. I can make that decision at any point in time. If I choose not to admit defeat, I relinquish that decision if I am wrong. Use me, for example, on Friday with my day traders accounts. I was $500 away from a 10K payout, from a 10, 11K payout. I elected to burn $1,500 and to blow the accounts. I think my mouse just went there. And then to blow the accounts. I now have to start over on those accounts. The market made a decision for me and said, now you can no longer trade those accounts. That should be the largest governing principle governing all of your decisions. At the end of the day, you want to have as much control over your trading as possible. You do not have control over your trading if you cannot make that decision. You are your own boss whenever it comes to trading. You can't be your own boss if you can't make decisions, man or ma'am. See, you need to look at trading like a business. You are the CEO. The CEO decides work schedules, who comes into work, serious decisions, serious company directional shifts, all these different things. You can't do that if you don't have the discipline or the balls to say, hey, we're not working today, or hey, we're done, or hey, we're going in the wrong direction as a company. It is time to pivot. That is something that you need to at least begin to accept as reality if you are to improve as a trader. Okay? You trading Asia? I do not trade Asia. So that's just the governing principle. Now, obviously, there's a lot of different things that go into it, like mentally and stuff like that. Being willing to admit defeat. There's a lot of different things that go into that. But also another huge issue is not trading from a position of scarcity. And that's also why I go on these rants a lot of times. It's not to try to sell you, to try to change your mentality to then hopefully get you to join a $59 a month Discord. It's not like my goal, dude. My goal is because I know for a fact that if you do that, that is the first step that you have to make in order for you to avoid a scarcity mentality. Because you are then ultimately making the decision and saying, okay, I really am not where I want to be at, but I am willing to outsource something and and at least give some breadcrumbs to accomplish something that I couldn't even fathom. You can't do that with the scarcity mentality. If you're not willing to outsource and to have a mentor and to hire a serious mentor in the beginning, or to at least stop yourself from making these errors, there is no way in fucking hell, bro, that you could sit there on a live cash account and take a trade. Hopefully you want to get to the point where you're trading your cash account and trade 20 or trade 30 or 40 prop accounts and look at a negative $20,000, $30,000 loss and go, man, you know what? Today's not my day. I'll come back tomorrow before I lose everything. You're going to go, God damn it, I'm going to hold on to this shit. Man, I just want to get out of break even, man. And that right there is the greed portion. I'm trying to get you to conquer your greed. Greed works in the opposite direction, and that's the point that most people miss. Greed is not like, hey, I'm up $500 and I want to try and make 1,000, and I ended up going back to break even now, and now like I was being too greedy and I got my ass kicked. The most dangerous portion of greed is, man, I'm down $500 right now, and I could cut this and then come back tomorrow and really exercise my strategy. It's OPEX or it's non-farm payrolls. And I was being a dumbass and I was trading and I shouldn't be doing this, man. And my mentor told me not to do this. But I'm down about $250 or $350 right now. Man, I could call us a day and I could come back tomorrow to get the payout like 2 or 3 days from now. I could do that. The greed that nobody talks about, which is the most dangerous, is going, man, I'll get out at break even though there's no reason as to why I should be in this trade right now. And then you blow up the entire account. And then instead of taking a $500 loss, you take a $2,500 loss and blow up the account on the 50K account. Or heaven forbid you trade your cash account and you go, God damn, I'm down $2,500 on this options play. My wife's going to kill me. That's the rent. I'll hold on to this position, or I'll triple down this position, and then I get out at break even. Or instead of me making $2,000 on this, I'll just make $500 because I quadrupled the size. And then you end up losing $5,000, $6,000 on your cash account, or God knows how much your cash account equivalent is. That's the most dangerous portion of greed. You will never be able to overcome that if you are always questioning, hey, you know what? If I put 10 cents in, like, hey, you know what? If I put $1 in, I could really get $10 to $15 back with this knowledge. You will never progress to that level. I'm being dead serious. You won't. Why? Because you have a scarcity mentality. The mentality itself needs to be purged. You just being a millionaire is not a status. Hey, have to rejoin. Do you know why? One more thing each day I join the Discord on WAP, it kicks me off the start of next day, and I have to rejoin. Do you know why? Because you didn't pay. Maybe, possibly. DM me your email, but that's not me that's kicking you on. That's that robot. So if you joined from the WAP, and if you're on a free 3-day trial or something like that, then there has to be an issue. But DM me your email, like I'll double check it for you. But like if you join on like a free 3-day trial or something like that, and if it expires, then the robot automatically purges people. That's why. What's the Discord? The link is in my bio. How are you trading? I'm not trading right now, Ramirez. What's going on, bro? How you doing? Good to see you. My bad. Never mind. I see it. My bad. Yeah, no problem. Okay. So guys, that's the first thing. Like I said, trading is just like driving. Okay. The reason why there's so many accidents and the reason why 97% of people fail is because they're all following the same rules and the same instructions. That's the reason why there's 97. That's the reason why the accident rate is 97%. Can you imagine how much lower the accident rate would be if they actually learn from an instructor that's actually safe and that doesn't really have and has a good driving record and it's actually a solid instructor that they vetted and that has proven people like literally not getting into accidents and like they just decided to just take their instructions? Can you imagine how much lower the accident rate would be in that specific city? Like, can you even imagine? Hold on. Camera just flashed. Okay. Yeah. So, hi, mommy. No name person says, I'm so ready for this to open. You are? Okay, guys. What's some of your favorite models of trade from ICT? So guys, listen, I really don't trade ICT models necessarily. I really don't. I use ICT price action and FEGs to trade, obviously, as you can tell. I like just simple sweeps of liquidity. But I studied the ICT in order for me to understand market direction and price action. But the reason why I stopped trading the ICT is like ironclad is because I would be in an ICT trade and like I would long it, or I'm sorry, like I would be in like a full-blown ICT trade like this, right? And like I would short it here, right? And I would short it here and my target would be like here or some shit like that, right? Or like I would short it here with like confirmation and like I would be correct. And like the market would come and like the market would do some shit like this. And like, you see what this low is here? Look at this low, look. And ICT would say, hey, you know what? It's supposed to come here like this. And for the weirdest fucking reason, the market would stop the on a dime and fully reverse and then blow up my account and move like this. And I'd be like, what the fuck? Are you serious? Why me? So what I started doing was I just started reading the market like ICT and then taking risk management like ICT and then just being out at like 1R or some shit. So like I just stopped feeding into it. And so what happens is people will see this and say that ICT is supposed to do this. And it does it more often than not. But a lot of times the market will stop on a dime here and it just fully reverse for absolutely no fucking reason whatsoever. And then that's where most people go, man, ICT is a goddamn scam. It does not work. No, it does work. You didn't take partials. Or it does work. You were short inside the hole. Or it does work. Your ass was being greedy. How the hell are you in a trade up 700 ticks and you don't partial out? Or you don't TP in full? Or you don't take off 75, 90% of the position? You're managing the trading correctly. So, but however, you won't understand nothing if you don't at least try to understand the ICT or how to trade it, if that makes sense. So, what we need to be doing is we need to be studying the ICT itself. That's what we need to be doing. So that you can understand, liquidity, market direction, timing of the market, like certain time zones, kill hats, all of those different things. All right. Order flow in ICT is trash. Okay. So what are you using? It bounced at the 50% mark of the box. Oh, okay. Excuse me. Hi, I trade order flow with ICT and order flow. You can do magic. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, to each their own. Question: how do you feel about opening range breakouts? I don't like them. That's dangerous. You want to know why? Because any trading idea that forces me to go against, like, literally the exact concept of how you make money with trading, I don't want to be a part of. I don't want to be a part of a trading strategy that says, hey, you need to buy the top and then hope that it goes higher. Or hey, you need to short the bottom and just hope that it goes lower on a breakout. Breakout strategies to me are only good if you are out on the break, not buying the top and then just holding and just hoping that we go higher. Just initially on principle. Just stop and just think about that. The entire concept of trading is to buy and to sell higher, or to sell and then to buy back lower. Like, I don't want to be a part of a strategy that goes, hey, buy high and sell even higher, and hopefully it goes higher. Solo leveling is what you need to watch, cuz. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna watch that. Okay, because I want to actually start practicing a model to hold my trades longer and trust them more. Also, I don't know if you'll be able to answer this because you don't trade Asia, but was there anything that you helped that helped you trade Asia if you did at one point? One of the things that I could understand from analyzing Asia and London is this. You need to be looking at how the New York session closes. A lot of times that can give you a hint in regards to how the Asia session is going to behave over the course of time if you are patient. So, like, if we get an insanely bearish candle close during New York session, expect a slight dead cat bounce during Asia, and then expect as the session progresses into Asia, through Asia, into London, in order for the momentum to then die out, to then for then it to begin to return back to what it was doing before slightly, if that makes sense. So you need to not go, well, this Asia session is going to be bullish. Like, a lot of times one session hints at what the next session is probably going to do as it begins to progress. That's what I would probably say. But obviously I think that you maybe had already known that. No, opening range. That's bullshit. New here. You use an FEG indicator? Yes, I do. Here it is right over here. The FEG clusters by NQ Insider. Yes, I do. I designed it. It's the only one like this. Only trade London. Okay, no wrong. No problem, Keach. Sheesh. What I got to do to earn that follow from you, brother? Sheesh, you follow 562 people. You've been talking. 25 minutes. 0 likes. 6 comments. I don't think we connected about Itachi and Madara, man. And the Izanagi. I thought we connected, bro. We've been sitting there chopping it up. I can't even get a follow, man. Jesus Christ. What I got to do, man? Start tap dancing? Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Sheesh, it's hard out here for a pimp. No, I'm just teasing, brother. I'm just giving you a hard time. That's my sense of humor, bro. You'll see it on live stream a lot of times. Or at least I try to have a sense of humor. Nice crib. It's AI. It's AI. It's AI. If I showed you my crib, bro, you wouldn't even believe it, bro. Man, hold on real quick. Yeah, bro, that's just a shitty background. Does anybody have any other questions? Who has some questions? Who has some questions?
How do I get that indicator? You got to be inside Discord. It's free to all of the Discord members.
Say, E, I got a quick question.
Yo, talk to me.
Sometimes I let my emotions get away from me, like if I'm selling and then you get those green candles, coming up on you, and I let my emotions take over. I know it's got to go up to go down, but sometimes I freak out, maybe TP out at 20 ticks where I should have let it go to my TP at 100, or sometimes I feel like, oh shit, this could be the reversal here. I just let my emotions, just seeing a big green candle, you're like, oh shit, and I let my emotions take over what the market structure sometimes maybe is telling you that it's still going down. But I can't get over the fact of, if it's a small green candle, okay, whatever, it's going up a little bit. But you get that one big green candle, let's say it's 80 ticks or something. And, just as that candle closes, then it drops, or whatever, that 80 ticks back or something. But I let that damn candle emotion go in the opposite way, get me,
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That's just really tough. It's been like, that's something that like over the course of time, like you just beginning to master just understanding statistics and stuff like that, that it'll begin to help you with, you know what I'm saying? But what's like your question in regards to it? How do you think that I can necessarily help you with that? Or is it more so just like a statement that you were just necessarily making? What do you think?
Well, it's kind of a statement, but you look back, I can't see your chart too clearly, but that one big green wick up, on your chart right now, it's like, why did that happen? Because I was in that trade.
Right.
And it knocked me out, and then look what it did after that.
Right after.
I was like, why did it have to do that? I'm sure it was some 2-second news that came out.
It was
or something.
It was 100%. That was the Iranian news headline candle. They just, but like a lot of times, like that's also why like I try to stress, like let's just try to reduce our market exposure. I keep getting kicked off Discord, but DM me your Discord email on TikTok, and then like I'll take a look and like I'll let you know. If your FG indicator multi-time frame, yes it is, and it's fully customizable and you can back test with it. So what was I saying? Yeah. So yeah, what was I saying? Market exposure. With market exposure, guys, that's why I try to take base hits, because whenever you're living in a specific environment, stuff like that is just unexplainable. And, it'll make you feel good if you're on the right side of the trade, but then it'll make you feel like shit if you're on the wrong side of the trade. Guys, nobody won on this candle. Because even if you bottom tick this, and like, let's just say you long this over here, right here. Like, let's just say that you long this on like 8 micros. They shot this market up 230 ticks in a straight line, and on 8 micros, 230 ticks. You were up $950 at one point, and then they gave it all up and then went back to the low of this candle the next, literally within 15 seconds later. If you had a $2,000 account, you now effectively only have a $1,000 account now. If you want an intraday trailing drawdown account, which is what I'm on. So even if I did not blow up my account or hit my deal on this move here, I would still lose. So like nobody really wins, but that's because we're sitting over here goofing around in time distortion over here when the market's sideways. We're, like we're just, and that's why I say it all the time, guys. The more time that you're in the market, the higher the likelihood that something unforeseen is going to happen, or the higher the likelihood, which involves increasing the likelihood that you lose, and that's completely separate or independent from you just being completely wrong. Like, you could be right that they're getting ready to go lower like this. And then like some weird ass candle happens on some weird ass news release. Why? Because you taking multiple trades throughout the day, or because you just holding on to random trades, or because you like to short it over here at this bottom. When you probably should have started shorting up here at this top, or maybe off this first presented. So that's the difference. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I try to do what I do. I went on that candle, made $500. Good job for me. Answer my question before I get mad. Hey, let's be respectful. What was your question, bro? Come on now. How? I like the live. I know how to follow. Thanks, Valen. Thanks, official. I just bought a fund account and I'm trading CME futures. What should I trade? Fund it. You mean you just bought an evaluation account? I have not. Hold on. First off, why would you sign up for a company and you don't even know what you're trading? You need to be paper trading if that's the case. Come on, Big Rick. What are you doing? Why would you buy an account and then and go, well, what should I trade? That doesn't even make any sense. That's like you going, hey, bro, I just bought a car just now. Where do I go? How do I get to work? I don't even know where you're trying to go. Like, I don't know where you live. I don't know what state you live in, bro. You could be in Tehran right now. I have no idea where you're at. Hell, you could be in Antarctica with the penguins. I don't know what you got going on, what your objective is. What's the best daily profit to exit out a trade? You said you closed at $300. What's the best though? I said my goal is to make $300 to $400 a day because I know if I do that for a week, then I get a max payout. So I know for a fact I could be green for a week, and like I just rinse and I repeat that. So like that's my goal. If I'm trading aggressively, I'm looking to make $700 to $800 a day for about 2 to 3 days, and I start to de-risk slightly as I get closer to payouts. Why? Because my entire goal is to get payouts. That's it. I don't care about putting imaginary money inside of the account. My entire goal is to trade on as little risk as possible to secure as many payouts as possible. I'm being dead serious. You just asked me that question. He just started laughing. Do you have mental? Yeah. I'm confused there on that one. I'm not trying to make fun of the guy, but that was just a little bit puzzling there. Yeah. Just a little bit puzzling there. Anyway, man, let me turn up this AI background Does anybody have any other questions? Who has some questions here? Let me turn up this AI background. Okay, hold on. Who has some questions here? Who has some questions? Cash at me $20, gang. What? Why would I do that for? Come on, bro. Come on, man. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Who has some questions? Any other questions? Who has some other questions?
On a first presented, is the probability higher if it's leaving a fair value gap behind or if it involves the candle before?
Right. Shoot. I'd probably say the highest chance for the first presented to have the strongest probability. The things that I look for is one, if you're pairing it with a clear drawn liquidity lower. That's 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 the first thing. The next thing is the next thing is that you need to be pairing that directly with you need to be pairing that directly with, obviously, like I said, a clear drawn liquidity lower, first and foremost, and then two, it has to be after a major internal or external liquidity sweep. If you do that after they have just completed an objective and you have a clear drawn liquidity lower, the first presented is very, very strong. The first or second presented is extremely strong. I'm being dead serious. That's my checklist if I am going to that's my checklist if I'm going to, if I'm going to trade the first presented 100%. That's my checklist. 100%. Yeah. Hopefully that answered this question slightly. I don't use candles. What do you use? Okay. Who has some questions? This is serious. Anybody else? We're over here in class,
Here's an answer from sheetsociety.com.
Siri always thinks that I'm talking to her whenever I say this is serious. She can't tell the difference, unfortunately. I'm trying to put my house up here. Anyway, as you can tell, my house is over here at the bottom. Is at the bottom right hand corner of the screen. Here. So there it is right there.
It's nicer than my pad.
You said what?
It's a lot nicer than what I got.
That's a lot nicer than what I got. Right. Yeah, right, yeah. Yeah. That was SpongeBob's house. One time when he was going through it. Anyway. Oh man, that was funny. Anyway. Anywho, does anybody have any questions? Who has some questions? Oh, I don't know what I got. That was funny, I'm not gonna lie. Okay. Who has some questions? Getting out of a hole after going on a win streak, base hits. What it is your confidence is just lacking. So 100%, the only way on how to get out of a hole is just simply just from taking bases. That's it. That's literally the only way that you get out of it. Is you're just gonna have to take bases. That's it. There is no other way that you can get out of it, unfortunately. Like
If I'm in three micros and I lose, let's say I got my stop loss at 50 ticks and I lose, is it okay for me to wait for my next setup and it comes and just double my size to 6 and go with it, or is that dumb?
Oh, I do that sometimes. If I have serious confirmation, then yeah, I do that for sure. 100%. 100% I do that. Like for example, if I just take a loss on 2 to 3 micros, And you know what I'm saying? Like you literally see me go up to 10 with high conviction. So that's why I say like betting, you know what I'm saying? Like like you don't always have to bet the same exact amount at all times. You know what I'm saying? Um, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you don't always have to bet the same exact amount every single time. So it just depends on what you're trying to risk and stuff like that. But but yeah, I mean, like if I take a loss on like 2 to 3 shit, sometimes I'll go up to 6 or 8 with like a high conviction. Like if I get stopped out multiple times on 2 or 3, break even, break even, break even, break even. Like I'm looking at this and like if my confidence is soaring, then like I'll upsize. And I go, man, you know what? This is 10. And you know what? They're not gonna shake me out. I know for a fact that they're getting ready to come here. Or sometimes if I'm taking 2, 3, break even, like 40, 60 ticks in my way, 40, 60 ticks my direction, 60, 70 ticks my direction, 70, 80 ticks my direction, break even, break even, break even, break even. Then I go, man, you know what? The market is changing its behavior. You know what? The market is changing its behavior. Man, you know what? Let me go 8 contracts and let me and let me drop the asking price from 120 ticks all the way down to, 70 or 80. And I'll TP out there. Instead of me trying to get 120 ticks on 3 to 4, I'll get 80 on 6 to 8. So, it just depends upon, feel and stuff like that. So yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Yep. Does anybody have any questions? Who has some questions? Anybody have any questions whatsoever about anything? Who has some questions? Does anybody have any questions about anything? What platform do you trade on? Prop firms with NQ futures. Holy smoke, we've been going for over 90 minutes. Guys, I think it's about time. Are you trading a different country right now? No? What do you look for when getting into a trade? Like your mindset. I need to have a clear drawn liquidity. If I don't, then it's like hopping behind the steering wheel of a car with no plan. I could easily get cooked doing that. It's best not to do that. Are you getting into Asia? I am not. How do you know when you're gonna outer and inner liquidity? What do you mean? Outer and inner liquidity. Can you talk about last Friday's session? I like to learn how to identify better trading days. There's a section inside Discord that directly talks about choose easier days to trade. It's right over here inside the Discord. It's right over here. It's this one. It's choose easier days to trade. It's right here. It's right here. Terminology. Choose. Yeah. Talk to me.
August has not been friendly.
It is not. See this? Day trader means taking a trade and potentially closing it that same day. It does not mean you have to trade every single day. Learning to exercise restraint on bank holidays, non-farm payrolls, CPI, FOMC, quality witching, which is OPEX. But there's a monthly OPEX and there's a quality witching OPEX. Quality witching you should not trade. Monthly OPEX is debatable. It could go either way. Will save your account and allow you to not set yourself back weeks or even months of consistent progress. Everything that you're looking for and that you're seeking is inside this Discord if you want to search for it. If you're serious about managing your risk and about, like, if you comb through this entire thing and you don't just read it through one time, but if you comb through it and you read to understand and to interpret, I promise you, you will not be the same trader. I swear to God, 100%. But you have to go through this information, through this shit like this, and internalize it. Like, you can't listen to respond. You need to listen to understand. You need to understand that. Everyone needs to understand that. All right. Clear draw liquidity. Could you give an example, or would that be in your Discord? That's also inside the Discord. The clear draws and liquidity is literally like right over here too as well. It's basically what the indicators built off of, like right over here. Look, chart navigation. Obviously here's the terminology. And look, market structure, simple draws and liquidity I look for daily. It's literally right here. Look. It's literally, you know what I'm saying? Like literally, and like, this is what I'm talking about. So like, if someone comes up with $59, or like, hell, like, I'm not doing it, but like, let's say I'll charge $2,500. If you ask me that question, I said, no, I'm not going to answer that question. Go read it. You'd be like, wait, what? I just gave you $2,500, man. But I'm putting this on display daily with the things that I'm showing you, and it's right here. And I'm just telling you, I am literally just telling you to just go read it. It is literally here. And then there's instructional videos in that knowledge center that you can go back and you can put it to the test. And there's instructional videos as well that outline me trading these things. And you can see me putting this stuff to the test on a daily basis, and you can fact check the win rate. You can literally fact check every single trade that I've ever taken. It is on YouTube and recorded. And I don't delete the videos. Everything is out here. Everything is there. Like, I'm not making baseless claims. You can go look at my win rate yourself on the YouTube. Every trade and every session is recorded. The only thing that you cannot access is when I get ready to end this mentorship, because it's only going to be available to the students inside Discord. That's the only thing where you cannot backtest and then go back and go look. And like, you know, I might answer some questions depending upon how I'm feeling. But if a Discord student asks a question or a mentorship, I will answer it, because that's mentorship. That's why they're here. It's free. Like right now, dude, I'm sitting over here on a Sunday, bro, and I should just be chilling right now. Like, bro, I got a shitload of other things I could be doing. But I want to sit here, and whoever inside this Discord wants to learn, and even if they just want to hang out and talk and converse, hey, I'm here for you, because this is what it takes in order for you to seriously get to where you're trying to go. You can't master trading from just from just a handful of courses. That's impossible. You need to be in a classroom environment. And the teacher needs to be putting what you're learning to the test on a daily basis. You need to be seeing it active, live. That's how you learn everything that you have come to have ever known. In anything meaningful, that's how you learn. Your parents did not just walk up to you and go, hey, baby, walk. Like, as in you who's 2 years old. They go, walk. No, you saw other people walking. They held your arms. They talked you through things. You learn how to walk through instruction. No one just said, hey, talk. Like, bro, or your fifth grade teacher did not just say, learn algebra, and give you 2 or 3 examples. Fuck no. You were in class for 7 hours a day, 5 days a week, and still got sent home with homework. Now, as to why people think they can just join up inside some random Discord and get, for free, and then just go to 3 or 4 classes and then turn into a millionaire is absolutely mind-boggling. This is shit that's going to require you learning and taking this seriously day in and day out. And the instructor at hand needs to be explaining it to you daily and consistently and putting it to the test. Why? Because naturally speaking, as a human being, if someone is not in that foxhole with you, doing what they are telling you to do, you are going to lose hope. You are not going to believe it at hand. You're going to be like, man, this might not be worth my time. But if someone is consistently striving and doing what they are doing and encouraging you along the way, you will accomplish what you are trying to accomplish. Because it's hard in the beginning. Guys, it's hard. It's not going to be easy. But someone needs to believe in you. Someone seriously needs to believe in you. It's not going to be easy, man. Nothing is easy. It's not. But once you understand it, my God, is it going to be more simple? But that's what you're working towards, you know. You want this to become simple. It will become simple. And it's a lot, guys, I'm telling you, this shit is a lot more easy than doing a lot of different other things. Trading and doing this stuff, once you understand this, is far easier than even being a garbage man or going to go pick up shit or doing backbreaking labor, working out there in that goddamn sun all day for damn $10 or $15 an hour, $20 an hour. I swear to God it is. Once you understand this, there's nothing better than this. This is like a video game to me. Guys, I'm bullshitting, man. Guys, I'm bullshitting. Was I upset or was I up till 4:45 in the morning on Friday because I missed out on $25,000 payout? Yes, I was. But I still made $15,000 that week in payouts. I'm being dead serious. And yeah, now like I didn't make no money on my swing trades, on my stocks, but I'm being dead serious. I mean, because so at the end of the day, what the fuck am I complaining about, dude? That's a lot easier than doing the other stuff. I'm being dead serious. I should send y'all a screenshot of the things that my father says to me. I'm being dead serious. You want to know what's easy? Look at this. Look. You want to know what's hard? This is hard. This is hard. I'll show you what's hard. Hold on. I'll show you what's hard. And then, because why? Because people think I just be capping. I'll show you what's hard. This is what's hard. This is hard to me. This is hard to me. This to me is hard. I'll show you hard. My uncle is 2 years younger than my father. I sold one of my houses and we're supposed to be moving everything out of the house on this upcoming Sunday. My uncle has a fucked up back, a completely broken, like his body is breaking down on him. He used to do construction all the time. I just took the screenshot 1 minute ago. This is not fabricated. My uncle literally damn near lives in a homeless shelter, sometimes on and off, 2 miles away from where I live at in $1 million penthouse. I'm not fucking around. I'm being dead ass. I'm just telling you the truth. This shit, and then he only gets employed from working at temp agencies. His back is fucked up. My dad sends him a message and say, hey, me and Ray, which is my middle name, Raekwon, put in some serious work yesterday on the house. We ordered a dumpster and filled that thing up. My uncle says to my dad, damn. He says, we contracted a company to do the move on the 30th. They're sending a 26-foot truck and 3 dudes. I told E about your back and leg issues. When my uncle stands up, his leg is getting numb. He has back-breaking issues. He says it's best. It's probably best you just chill and sit this one out. We can handle it. We don't want you to risk nothing. I felt so bad for my uncle. I told my dad, I said, tell him he can still pull up. I'll still pay my uncle $200 to $300 to just show up. I said, just to chill. Tell him to come to my crib. I want to see him. I said, thanks. So I'm going to give my uncle $300 or $400 to just come over here and just to sit here to just do nothing. So he'll be over here at my house on Sunday. This is fucking hard. You need to make the decision now on what you want to do. This is hard. This shit that I'm doing right over here, this is a video game. This is why I take this shit seriously, bro. This is not a joke. This is real life. My uncle's probably sitting on a cot right now at a homeless shelter. I'm being dead serious. I'm not fucking around. This is real life. That's hard. That's hard. This shit that we doing right over here to where a dude that's making tens of thousands of dollars a day is giving you one-on-one instruction for $59 a month and is telling you everything, the ins and outs, and telling you how he loses and how he wins, and you can put pieces of the puzzle together, and all you gotta do is fucking read and watch some videos over the course of a few fucking months? That's the easy part. But most of y'all don't want that. You wanna know why? Because it doesn't come with a 100% guarantee. Your brain is cooked. You need to change your mentality from top to bottom. Everybody wants the easy way. I want to be a millionaire, but no instruction. What? I want to be a millionaire, but do it for free. I don't want to put nothing in. What? Okay, let me know how that worked out for you. You need to change your mentality. You need to take control of your life right here, right now. This is you. I don't care what you do. I'm not trying to convince you to join in here. I don't give a shit if you do. I'm still going to make the same money, same amount of money I do. I don't care what you do. I trade life every single day. You can see the proof inside the pudding. I don't care what you do. But I'm just giving you the real of the real. So you need to make that decision for wherever you are at in life. And just because you started out on like some crazy high street, because I know I get that a lot. People go, man, I just opened up a brokerage account yesterday and I put in $1,000 and now I'm up $200. This is easy. Perfect. That's exactly what they wanted you to do. Because when it comes time for you to lose, guess what? You're not going to know how to lose. The game that you are playing, it is not about winning. It is about losing. I'm laughing because it's the truth. The game that you are playing right here, right now, is not about winning. It is about losing. How do you lose? If you make $1,000 a day for 3 days, you will feel like the smartest person in the world. But if on Friday you lose $7,000 to $8,000 and your account balance goes to zero because you were fucking around and you don't know how to take a loss, of what good use was the rules that you were following for the last 4 days? You don't know how to lose, which is the most important part of the game. You don't know how to quantify your downside risk for what you're making. They want you to win. That's why gambling companies like DraftKings automatically give you an extra $100, $200, $300 to start out with. Because they want you to fucking win. Winning is what sets the snowball effect. No one goes, man, you know what? I want to learn how to lose correctly. Who can teach me how to be the best loser in this game that we're playing? On top of knowing what to do. Who can tell me that? That's the answer that everyone is trying to avoid. Gambling is very addictive. That is correct. Gambling and having no risk management is very effective. It is very addictive. That's the problem. No one wants risk management. Everyone wants to drive down the highway going 150 miles an hour. And no one wants to use their turn signals. And everyone expects everyone to get out of their way. And then everyone gets upset whenever the car crashes or whenever the video game ends and you get unalived. That's the problem with the game that we're playing, okay? Alrighty. Who has any other questions about anything else? That was probably one of the most realest lessons that I could possibly give you for today. That's a glimpse into my life. I'm being dead serious. I'm not even joking. I'm just keeping it 100 with you. Like I'm not trying to oust nobody. Like I love my uncle to death. So I'm just telling you the truth. Like I'm being dead serious. You know, and it sucks. It sucks because, we live two completely different lives, but I can't save everybody. It's sad, but it's true. That shit hits differently, man. I'm being dead serious. Those are some of the things that I struggle with all the time. My brother's in a very similar position. My actual blood brother. It's sad. Yeah, I really wish I remember the name of the book I read that talked about the scarcity mindset. But yeah, this is $1 trillion business, so don't ever feel like there isn't enough money for you. That is correct. There's enough money to go around for everybody. Guys, the market's going to do what the market's going to do regardless. Win, lose, or draw. That's why I don't mind telling y'all. That's why I don't mind showing you. You think that me gatekeeping is going to change what the market's going to do? Hell no, it's not. So why not show you? That's why it's free when you're in here. Why would I charge you for that? I'm not going to give you access to then ask me questions to then stop me from making money. I'm not going to do that. But why would I charge you for anything like that? Do y'all trade gold? Yeah, some students inside here do. Guys, it is 5:26. We've been at this for about 2 hours. Guys, this is one of the longer lessons that we've been on. Guys, I trade live every day, Monday through Friday at 9, 10 a.m. in the morning from inside Discord, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on TikTok, every single day. I appreciate everybody for listening, and I apologize for all the crazy rants and stuff like that. Today was another psychological lesson, but it was just a review. And there were some questions here and there that we answered. Does anybody have any, anything specifically else? But honestly speaking, I think that we should end this. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I joined and paid, but I'm having trouble getting onto the Discord. Quick question, Twin. Did you read the instructional video? Hold on. I mean, did you read the question where it says so yours is twin trades. Did you read the disclaimer? I am going to help turn you into a person from top to bottom. Okay? That accomplishes what you're trying to accomplish, but that requires you, right, in order for you to take things seriously, right? Did you read it? What's it say? I'm ready to prove it right now. You ready? Did you read the portion where it says this? Because I see that you joined the Knowledge Center, and I'm getting ready to prove it to you right now. Did you read the portion where it says, what does it say? Here, I'll read it for you. Hold on. I'll read it for you. Because you said, I'm having trouble getting inside Discord. Where it says here, disclaimer, Discord is separate. You cannot have Discord without the Knowledge Center. Full Discord access is separate flat rate of $59 per month or $2.99 for lifetime access. This center ensures universal understanding of how to properly read the markets and allows everyone to refer back to it later, as I cannot individually instruct every human that joins during live trading. This center keeps the prices of everything you get in Discord at the flat rate of $59, blah, 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 blah. Otherwise, I have to charge $2K plus per month for all of the services. They are separated purposefully with a specific intent. There is zero debate. Yes, I understand. I want to learn the markets thoroughly. No get rich quick. Okay, great. So the pages are separate. So you haven't signed up for the Discord. You signed up for the Knowledge Center. I just want to let you know. So that was the page you signed up for. So you have access to that. So that's what that is. So it's two separate things. And you can't be inside Discord at that Knowledge Center. Trust me, you'll see why. Trust me, you'll see why. You take your time with that Knowledge Center, you follow it through and through, you'll see why. Trying to sign up for Discord. Okay, great. So read page 1 on the Knowledge Center, and then literally it'll show you like how to walk you through it. If you're still confused, I can send you a connection video. So just shoot me a DM and say, hey, can you send me that video? And I can shoot you a connection video, but it's fairly straightforward because you can't miss joining Discord if you even read halfway down page 1 of the Knowledge Center. Okay, I will. I'm just multitasking, trying to listen to you at the same time. Okay. Oh yeah. Well, that makes sense. And on top of it, you just joined like 5 minutes ago. So there's that. But okay. Yeah, I'll take your word for it. Good job. All righty. So, guys, I love every last one of you. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Watch Solo Level. Yeah, I'm going to try to. All righty, guys. I believe in you.